Dire team ban.
Good afternoon, guys, watching from Asia. This is the GosuCup Asia, or should I be saying good evening to you guys in America. Good freaking middle of the night for you Europeans. It is not a probably very friendly time to be watching if you're in Europe, but regardless of what time it is Dota 2 time. It is the GosuCup Asia here. I am David Gods Parker, your Beyond the Summit caster for today. LD has left me. Clockwork then left me. As you can see, he's no longer in our introduction video, and hopefully MSI has not left. MSI, one of the great sponsors for this GosuCup Asia alongside Gigabyte. We've been having some issues with our overlays. We're going to jump into the draft here of our first game of today, and let's cross our fingers that nothing goes wrong. Please work. Please have no issues. God fucking damn it, we're still having issues. Okay, we're going to pretend that little squiggle is an MSI logo. I feel MSI just going to be like, well, our logo's not there, but we just got like more promotion than we ever would have because the logo fucked up. Anyways, let's focus on this game. The GosuCup Asia, this is our round of 16 match. We've got Orange Esports up against GXBrutal, a team from Thailand, a decent team at that from Thailand. Some of you may not have heard of them, but this is going to be a tough match for Orange, not a walk in the park like some of their matches yesterday. They had a complete breeze going up against the team Time to Go, who are actually from Belarus. So the Russians, they came into the Asian scene, and well, they got quickly sent packing by Orange Esports, who managed to dismantle them in about 15 minutes time. Then they went through a couple Southeast Asian teams. They took on ISG, as well as another, I believe, sort of mixed Singaporean Malaysian team a bit later on in the day. And here they are now up against a Thai team, and this is one of those Thai teams who can really cause some upsets. They actually, I believe, finished second place in a recent Thailand tournament behind Neolution Thailand. There was a Dota 2 tournament in Thailand. I believe it was the GST qualifier, and Neolution finished first, GXBrutal second, Mythtrust third, and Ideal Gigabyte third. So this is a team who managed to finish on top of Mythtrust as well as Ideal Gigabyte. So they've got some strong players. They've also got some strong teamwork, and we're going to see what they're going to look to do here up against Neolution Orange Esports, or Orange Neolution Esports, however you want to see it. And now the combined forces of Orange and Neolution all in one. It's still that Malaysian powerhouse with Mushi, Extinct, Net, Ahayo, and KYXY. As we'll see just how they want to get through this draft. We've seen the pick start to unravel. It was Orange playing on the Radiant side with the first pick. They banned out the Keeper of the Light and the Mag. We see Nyx Assassin and Batrider getting banned up by GXBrutal or GX Gaming. And that led to a first pick Rubik for Orange. So right off the bat, they go for one of their support options. Not generally played as a solo mid, although Ahayo is capable of playing it as that solo mid if they so choose. And when they get a Shadow Demon later on in the draft, well, they've either got their two supports right off the bat, or they're looking to maybe run a solo mid Rubik, because they can still go back, get another support, maybe even go for something like the Chen or Sand King for Extinct. They definitely need a carry though. If they go that route and play Rubik as a solo mid, he's not a solo mid who offers much damage. Darkseer as well, he's a great team fight. Rubik and Darkseer both, but you need a source of damage, and that's going to come from whatever hero they pick Mushi. We've seen him play Faceless Void yesterday, as well as Anti-Mage, as well as Shadow Fiend. So those three heroes quite likely going to be sort of where Orange look to go for that carry role, and that's what GX Gaming are going to look to be banning out here in this second banning stage. But for now, they need their third pick. It's a Sven, so they've got themselves Sven, Leshrac, and Lifestealer, which for the most part looks like a strong tri-lane. With the Lifestealer already there, it's less likely we see Sven played as a farmer, but they can of course run it like that if they do sort of run some dual lanes or run one of those two heroes as a solo. You see something like a Lifestealer as a solo up against the Darkseer, but more likely than not it's going to be a support Sven with the Leshrac, and that's where we see Orange look to ban off some of these solo heroes. GX Gaming, they want to ban out Mushi's carries, ban the Faceless Void, ban the Anti-Mage, ban heroes like the Shadow Fiend. That's where they've got ahead with these next couple of bans, as we're going to see whether or not this team can take on Orange Esports. It's going to be tough. It really is. And big shout out to everyone who is tuning in at nice and early. Well, for me, it's actually a decent time. It's 9 p.m. here in LA. My voice volume is too damn high, apparently someone says. I can turn that down a little bit. It actually does look quite high, as I quickly move my microphone away from myself. There we go. That looks slightly better. Okay, I turned it down a little bit, guys. Let me know how it is. Hopefully it's not too loud anymore. But we're going to see There we go. Carries, well, not really. Not the traditional carries. PL gets banned out, but not really. He is a carry, but not a carry that Mushi likes to play. He's just not really as dominant as sort of a head-on battling carry. He's more sort of that split push style, being very annoying and pesky. Mushi just likes to fight. He gets the Shadow Fiend. He gets ridiculously fun, and he fights. So I mean, I think it's the right idea to ban out carry heroes, but they're doing it the wrong way. Silencers, well, it's a bit surprised to see it get banned out here. Whereas with Orange and Illusion, they ban up much more standard heroes, with the Puck and the Tinker being taken out of the pool. And it's Lone Druid who gets the last ban. Queen of Pain is a pickup here, so we're going to be seeing Ahayo play the solid mid Queen of Pain. I mean, a lot of people will be saying, oh, it's Mushi's Queen of Pain at mid lane, but Mushi's been playing the carry, Ahayo playing that solid mid role, and he's been playing the Queen of Pain yesterday. So I imagine we'll see him there again. KYXY on the offlane Darkseer, and Mushi, well, he'll be grabbing whatever they get with this last hero pick, and it's looking, I'd say Shadow Fiend here. They can always go, the other two big ones I mentioned still in the pool, Anti-Mage and Faceless Void, but Shadow Fiend I think just fits slightly better here as a ranged DPS carry to deal with Life Stealer as well as Sven. All he's going to need is a BKB to help dodge some of those disables and lockdown. Faceless Void still does alright here. I don't necessarily like the Anti-Mage though, because he's not going to be able to head-on fight a Life Stealer or Sven. Shadow Fiend actually going to get snatched up by GX Gaming, so I mentioned Mushi would love to play it, but it's going to get taken, so this forces them back to the Faceless Void or Anti-Mage. We'll have to see which they want to go for here, but Shadow Fiend being picked up probably as a solo mid here for GX Gaming. And I have to wait and see. This is not a rebroadcast, guys. This is live. Well, in saying that, if I do a rebroadcast of this, I'm going to be saying, hey, guys, this is not a rebroadcast, and it could very well be a rebroadcast. Note to yourself, never say that on stream. Remaining. Otherwise, I'm just going to confuse the fuck out of everyone. And there's your Faceless Void. So pretty much what I expected to come out of Orange with the last pick. Faceless Void. It does fit a lot better than the Anti-Mage here. Anti-Mage as a head-on carry. Well, you've got minus armor from Shadow Fiend. You've got melee heroes who can just fight Anti-Mage head-on. And this is not an ideal game for an Anti-Mage. So Faceless Void it is, and this is a trial line. Your Shadow Demon, Rubik, and Faceless Void going to be your bottom. You've got your Darkseer as an offlane hero. Question is, did GX Gaming look to go offensive trialing with the Sven Leshrac Lifestealer? It's going to be very tough for them if they do. They're going to have to really sort of look to outmaneuver and just have some great coordination in that lane. Up against a Shadow Demon, Rubik, Void, not a whole lot of damage output, but great defensive capabilities. You've got Disruption, Telekinesis as an AoE disable in some sense. You've got Faceless Void with an escape mechanism. It's not going to be an easy lane to go offensive against. And the way Orange deal with offensive tri lanes is not by taking him head on. They just pull. They deny you XP. They get farm on their supports, and they'll pull Mushi some regen. So Mushi he last hits under his own tower. So going offensive tri lane against Orange is normally a bit of a death trap. They play against it so well. They just soak up the pressure. They don't take it head on. They just soak it up and really just sort of turn it in your face and say, hey, look, we're getting this farm and XP, and you guys are tri-laning, not getting kills, not getting as much farm as we are. So I think more likely we see them send the Windrunner as an offlane hero, but Windrunner is going to struggle to get farm and XP there against this tri-lane. You've got such great lockdown there. You can't really rely on Windrun to get away. You can time the Disruption or the Telekinesis so that it wastes the Windrun. You've got the slight bit of slow coming out of a Time Walk. So all in all, this is really a bit of a tough scenario for GX Gaming. Who do they send bottom? I think the best case scenario for them is they send their tri-lane top. They looked for Windrunner to maybe get off a good creep block so the range creep dies first at bottom lane. That can help push the lane up a bit forward. But as soon as basically, well, if Orange can maintain creep equilibrium, Windrunner can't do anything bottom. That's where Windrunner has to maybe go off into the jungle, look to kill off the easy camp, or even start pulling some of these Ancients here. But we're going to hop ourselves into this game now. As there we go. MSI, what is wrong with you? God freaking damn it. MSI do not want to be shown on my overlay. Try again. No. Alright, we're MSI-less today. This is the GosuCup Asia, sponsored by MSI as well as Gigabyte. Unfortunately, MSI do not want to be recognized for that fact, as their logo is not agreeing with me. And as you can also tell, not just MSI has left us today. LG is not here. He's on his way to LA. I believe, last I heard, he's somewhere in Oklahoma. I feel like that could be a movie, LD getting lost in Oklahoma, but no, he's driving across country from Philadelphia to LA to help us set up our studio here. He'll be getting here slowly, but for now, it's me casting on my own. We'll be maybe, well, I say maybe, I'll be definitely looking to get a co-cast at some point later on today, especially with all the games I've got to cover. We've got the GosuCup Asia. We're going to go through to the very end of this GosuCup. And then we've also got the We Play Dota 2 qualifier. We've got the end of the European qualifier as well as the end of the American qualifier. So there's a ton of content for you guys. I'm looking at my schedule, I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to be streaming for about 14 hours in a row perhaps. I hope you guys are going to be watching for 14 hours if I do stream for 14 hours, but I'm also hoping it doesn't go for that long. But looking at what could happen, it does look like it could go for a very, very long time. I've got heaps of tea lined up and ready to be drunk, and then I've also got plenty of snacks to hopefully get me through. I've slept till about 4 PM here, so we'll see how I go. We'll see how many games we actually do have in front of us, but it looks like we've got quite a bit today. And, oh wow, I've just got an update from LD this very second. LD, he's in Oklahoma near the Texas border. It sounds like, I don't know, redneck territory. Hopefully he doesn't get shot down or something by some crazy rednecks. It looks like he's going to... Okay, LD is going to get him Monday evening, according to him. So we'll hopefully be seeing him by Monday on the Beyond the Summit broadcast once again. And we'll have to wait and see what goes on. Everyone is getting confused. It's live. No. As I type. Looks like one of the orange players needs to just quickly restart their computer. As things should hopefully get themselves underway. It is going to be Mushi on the faces forward. So he's gone back to that carry role, and I think this suits him a lot better. Mushi, as great as a solo mid he is, he's so dominant in the laning stage, he farms a lot. He farms too much for a solo mid player. He's come mid game to late game, he spends a lot more time farming than basically they never gave space to the carry. The way the team used to work with Mushi and Yamata would be playing the sort of farming, the carry role, but they'd play carries like Chaos Knight and Naga Siren. They wouldn't have these hard carries because Mushi would always be taking most of the farm. So Yamata got pushed back into he was playing the trial lane farmer, but it was always like a 2 position. It was still Mushi playing the 1 position as a solo mid, and it wasn't working too well for them. So Mushi's going to be playing heroes like Faceless Void a lot, Anti-Mage, Shadow Fiend, in the safe lane. And they send a higher mid. They still pick Bit of Queen of Pain. They'll pick him Puck as well. They pick him these heroes that are great at controlling the flow of the game. And we'll see how he does on the Queen of Pain. He did fantastic yesterday, although it was the game up against the Russians where he was playing it 1v1 against a gyrocopter. So a relatively easy matchup when you've got such a ping disadvantage. But for now, it's going to be a much tougher team here. And he's going to be in a 1v1 matchup, I believe, against the Shadow Fiend at mid. Mojito, I imagine, going to be heading towards the mid lane, and that's a matchup where Shadow Fiend can really do well against in a 1v1 against the Queen of Pain. The problem's going to come with the orange supports. They love to sort of roam and move around the map. I mean, they'll do a lot of pulls, but then they'll really time these ganks mid so as to do it when Shadow Fiend least expects it. And he's unlikely to have the backup needed early game to help protect him from those ganks. And even if it's just one hero coming in, even if it's just Shadow Demon or Rubik, they can set up a kill, cause them some issues. So, well, we'll see how he does. I see people freaking out in chat. I'm worrying for LD as well. What HUD is this? This is a custom-made HUD. I say custom-made. It's not actually a Valve one. It's one done by Beyond the Summit. Our graphics guy has actually made this overlay here. It's not something that's actually you can get from the Valve store. Yeah, it's an overlay for the stream, as said. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some Dota underway fairly soon. I see numbers slowly coming up. Let your friends know, let everyone know. Post about it on Reddit, Twitter, etc. This is the end of the GosuCup age. We're starting 3 hours earlier than yesterday. Yesterday we had ourselves a slightly later start, but today it's nice and early, which is good for me considering I'm in US time, and well, maybe not the best for the European and Asian viewers, but we're going to see how these teams can do, how the players do progress here throughout this bracket. As I believe we should have a bracket coming up soon. My graphics guy is working on it. Oh, he's just sent something to me. This is absolutely awesome. Big shout out to Vekalisk, our graphics extraordinaire. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so excited. We're going to quickly... Bang. Switch on over, switch on over. Oh my gosh, what is this doing here? I've completely fucked up. No surprises there, guys. Damn, I completely messed up. I don't actually know what this graphic is. He could have just sent me some porn and I'm just putting it up on the screen. Okay, it's an empty bracket. You failed me, Vekalisk. You failed me. What is this? This is not a bracket of today. Okay, we're going to have a bracket soon. It's coming, guys. The bracket for today's matches is coming at some point. There's also, you can check it out on GosuGame, it's the website itself, but it's hard to, it's a huge bracket with like 200 teams, so you'll struggle a bit to follow it. Unfortunately, our graphics guy is slowly getting there. He wasn't ready for the early start as well, but Alright, let's get things underway. As it looks like both teams are ready to roll out. No surprises from the orange camp. As said, this is a team who, well, they're in some ways predictable, but they're so damn good at what they do that it doesn't even matter. I mean, it's one of those things where watching them draft, it's always great because I know what they're going to be picking. You can see the Faceless Void coming out. You know they love the Rubik and Shadow Demon as supports. Darkseer as well, one of their favorite heroes, but even when you know it's coming, it's just so hard to break them down. If you go offensive trial, and it's so hard to win that lane. And we'll see how they do though. Shadow Fiend actually not going to be heading towards the middle lane. So I'll quickly run through the orange lineup, which is as you'd expect, and as I imagine GXBrutal know it's coming their way. We've got Darkseer, KYXY heading towards the top lane. We'll have a Hyo playing the Queen of Pain in the mid lane. Then we've got the trio of heroes at bottom. Shadow Demon for Net. He's returned to his team. He was actually had a stand-in, Lakuchi playing for him yesterday. We've got Extinct on the Rubik, and then finally Mushi playing the Faceless Void. And they're tri-laning bottom, and they're up against the Thailand team, GX Gaming, who running a lifestealer at bottom lane, being played by Noki Return. Sven as well joining him, 3K1Y. We've got ANC playing the Leshrac, and that's your offensive tri-lane. So they're looking to take on Orange in this tri-lane versus tri-lane. Lane ward going to be coming down here. Not going to get the vision as the up and down path. You want to have this sort of up and down vision. This ward's not going to give it. You'll just get this vision here as well as sort of up here, but you won't get vision around here, which can be a bit of a problem when the creep equilibrium is spending a lot of time here, because if you want to gank from behind, knowing if these heroes are either here, if they're in this bit here, or further over here, can make a big difference about the route and path you're coming in. So this is not the ideal ward for Orange to get, but they needed to get this ward up nice and early, and they didn't want to go further out, otherwise it gets spotted and it may get dewarded. So we'll see whether or not that comes into play a bit later on. It could well do as a tri-lane versus tri-lane. We've got Windrunner at mid lane being played by MyPro, and then top lane, Darkseer versus Shadow Fiend. We've got Mojito playing the Shadow Fiend up against the Darkseer. This is a tough lane for the SF. He's going to be spending a lot of time last hitting under his tower. And we'll get things started off here with the tri-lane versus tri-lane. That's where this harass is going to be coming in quite heavily. This is where they can't harass this Sven. He hides here. If they have a lane ward here, they can harass him from over this side here, but they haven't got the vision with this ward. He's in fog generally when he's positioned here, unless the creeps here can actually spot him out. They're actually going to go in. They're looking for this Shadow Demon. Stun not going to come from Leshrac. Their telekinesis is going to prevent him from chasing. Lifesteal actually uses up some mana quite ineffectively here. There wasn't any follow-up. Noki just going to have to retreat off here. Orange, they trade well, and they're getting a ton of harass here onto the Lifesteal. And Mushi's got his time walk if they want to go in for some extra harass. Paul's going to be coming out. GXBrutal, they threw away a lot of their mana and resources there. Leshrac didn't use anything himself, but it's Lifestealer. Open wounds, he's only really got 2. And he's just used up 1 for no gain. Sven, he's only got mana for 1 stun. Look at these items here. He's gone for Observer Wards and Sentries, and he does not have any clarities. He has no way of regaining this mana except from the Leshrac. His good buddy Leshrac is going to have to clarity him up. Actually, sorry, I say that he's already used a clarity. What am I talking about? He came to lane with 1 clarity, but still not ideal for them. This is the kind of trade Orange do so well in these tri-lane versus tri-lane scenarios. They play very safe and defensive. They sort of force you to go in them, and then they're not killing you. They're not looking to counter gank you. They're just looking to make you waste your mana. Just looking to sort of basically make you waste your time. And the entire time, Mushi is just sitting there thinking, oh cool, I've got 8 creeps. Lifesteal, you've got 1. Speaking of creeps, it's Darkseer at top causing SFs all sorts of problems. 12 CS for the Darkseer. SF CSing under his tower with just the 4 or 5. Mid lane actually going in the favour of the Windrunner for the time being. Queen of Pain with 2 and 4, Windrunner with 5 and 5. So MyPro at mid lane is having the better time there. As now the pool's stuck into play. This is where Orange really start to frustrate their opponents in these tri-lane versus tri-lane scenarios. It's going to be really hard to find these openings to go in. They'll just position themselves with 2 or 3 heroes in lane very defensively. So Sentry Ward in lane, they should have vision of this Observer Ward here. We'll see that getting dewarded in just a second, I imagine. As here's the pull, and this is what's going to frustrate them, because this is going to keep on pulling this wave back to near the tower. And Mushi, he's got no problems last hitting under tower. He's got this poor man shield. I say that as he misses a creep. Normally he goes for a Quelling Blade in here as well, just because he knows he's going to spend a lot of time last hitting under tower, but he may just be looking to rest that Ring of Health. We'll see how he wants to play this. As Windrunner and Queen of Pain, they're going to start battling over these rooms. Double damage picked up by Windrunner. Very early rotation. Courier's there as well. Can he actually get to this Courier in time? Not going to happen. Very close to doing so, but this is going to be really hard for Darks here. No HP regen. He's just got this Soul Ring, and he's going to actually try to surge himself out of here. I think he spotted Windrunner. The creep wave spotted Windrunner. Oh, that could have gone so well for GX Gaming. If they'd gone like 2-3 seconds sooner, he could have killed the Courier, possibly even killed the Darks here, but he came 2 or 3 seconds later, and the creep wave spotted him. He missed the Courier, and well, Orange Esport, they dodge a bullet there. And that's sort of all what Orange are about. They're all about dodging these kills early on, and they're going to just focus on out-farming their opponents, making sure they get the better trades. And so far, it sort of has been going their way. You've got Queen of Pain catching up, Outlast hitting the Windrunner now. Not to mention a full level ahead of the Windrunner, because Windrunner wasted all that time going towards the top lane. And with that, Ohio says, well, great. I've got a level advantage on you. I can go in. I can get aggressive. He's got the Blink, Shadow Strike, and 2 points in Scream. He's got these bottle charges as well to play around with. Actually, it looks like he used one there, got slightly cancelled off, so he didn't effectively use that. But all in all, there's your Quelling Blade for Mushi. He does this because he knows he's going to be last sitting a lot under his own tower. As he's not going to be missing any with this Quelling Blade, or at least he shouldn't be. He's just so... I mean, it's one of those things where generally you don't need it as a free farm lane, but when you're up against this, when you have your supports there pulling these camps here, getting the early Quelling Blade, and not as a starting item. It's never as a starting item. He always gets the poor man's shield first and gets pulled a bit of regen. It just helps him get those last hits, helps him make sure that he doesn't miss out on any farm. And it's farm that Lifesteal is missing out on, because he's only seeing on 10 creeps. He's being pushed way, way back out of this lane. Because Orange is just controlling the creep equilibrium really perfectly. With these heroes here, with these pools being used. Mushi actually time walks in. This is once again, Orange just looking to sort of trade mana for HP. They'll give away a bit of HP because they've got a Ring of Health now on Mushi. He's happy to have them basically Stormbolt him, because they're not going to kill him. They haven't got the damage to kill him, and if they use that Stormbolt, suddenly Sven's got no mana to engage and actually clash and try and look for kills. The only heroes they can kill are the supports, so Mushi's trying to just bait out spells and basically make this lane become one without going for kills. And that's something they've already done, but if he's going to start throwing Stormbolts, and this lane goes even more in Orange's favour if he starts wasting his mana. Electric still has a couple clarities there. That's the one thing which Sven can look to use if he does get forced to sort of throw those Stormbolts when he doesn't want to. Top lane, Shadow Fiend and Darkseid. Shadow Fiend actually doing decently now. The one rotation from Windrunner, while it didn't get a kill, it forced Darkseid to go back to his own base and heal up, and that bought Shadow Fiend some time to get ahead as far as XP and catch up on farms. So for Shadow Fiend, this top lane is suddenly looking fairly decent. To see what he's got, maybe some treads. No, he's actually gone for a bottle here. May see some even, but yeah, it looks like some Bottle Crow action coming out from the Shadow Fiend, and he knows that this is a lane which is going to be pretty tough for him. He's going to spend a lot of time under his own tower tanking things up. Courier just going to fly over the Darkseid's head. Darkseid doesn't have the damage to bring that down anyways, but Shadow Fiend will get some vision with that. Just raises creeps. He's happy. He's not going to miss any here. He's got plus 65 damage with all those souls of his, and he may actually look to go harass Darks here. Put some pressure on him, because he's got level 3 raises, almost level 4 raises, especially once he hits level 7. That's where KYX has to play very, very cautiously. Mid lane's got a higher. He's got himself an early null talisman, just going for whatever HP and sort of basically cheap, cost-effective items he can. Bottom lane, we are going to see an engagement. They're going to look to turn it around on Extinct here. Sven trying to just get his way out of there. Not going to happen. He goes down to a Faceless Void who time walks his way in there. Extinct will take a fall, but the first blood goes to Mushi. So Orange, it's once again, they're happy to throw away a life, all for the greater good, all for Mushi's good. And if he gets a bash here, this could be, well, another kill. He's not going to find it. He does have the 1 point in time lock, but it's not going to come. Stun from the Sven. Leshrac, no follow-up stun. It looks like he used the Lightning Storm. Didn't have mana for a stun. And Mushi now not going to go in. Not going to look for any additional kills here. South, we're going to be popped from the Life Zero. And Mushi now, 41 creep kills. He's on top of this bottom lane, and he's going to quite happily take that first blood. Now up to 1700 gold. Probably see the build we saw yesterday, which is the treads. Whoa. Shadow Fiend kills Darkseid.
Ever hear.
Kills Darkseid, does go down because Queen of Pain rotated in, but that's still KYXY going down there, and he's still level 6, so he doesn't get XP for that. Shadow Fiend gets XP for a kill before he dies, and that's a decent win for GXBrutal. The rotation being sort of wasted from the Queen of Pain, but back to Mushi's build. We'll probably see him pick up some treads here, I want to say. No, he's gone straight Claymore. He's going straight into some early damage here. Queen of Pain, oh, gets a solo kill in mid lane. Can't keep your eyes off Ohio. He's one of those great solo mid playmakers. You've got Mushi, who likes to spend more time farming and going for the late game carry style of play, but Ohio, he goes for the kills. He goes for the early aggression. Has spent a couple couple of times roaming towards the top lane, and now it's just a solo kill in the mid lane using that Sonic Wave. As Windrunner does not get the better off of that mid lane so far. Only the 21 creep kills compared to the 36 of the Queen of Pain. Shadow Fiend is back top now. Probably just wants to pick up some strength threads here. Anything to boost up your HP when you're up against the nuking magic damage of heroes like Queen of Pain, Darkseer. And Darkseer's... I'm wondering where has Darkseer... No, Darkseer's still actually back at top lane now with Tranquil Boots and a Soul Ring. Not going to be having the easiest time as far as staying up there if we are going to see a rotation coming out of higher. Just stunned up by the Sven. Sven actually just... I mean, he blows so much of his mana. One stun and he's out sitting on 40 mana. He hasn't got clarities, he hasn't got bottle, he hasn't got anything to boost him back up. And as a Sven, without a stun, a support Sven with no mana to stun is completely useless. He's got to go back to base essentially. Shadow Fiend, oh, gonna find KYXY here. I'm not sure this is a fight KYXY wants to really be taking. Mojito maybe gonna look to turn around and start raising soon. Triple raise and KYXY is more or less dead. He's gonna decide to raise creeps instead. As Mojito, last thing under his tail, does still have a couple bottle charges, and KYXY looking to play a bit more cautiously here. He knows one rotation from a hero like Windrunner or Sven could spell his death, and that's where I'd love to see Sven look for a gank. This starts, he's playing way too aggressive. With one stun, you can basically get 2 or 3 raises out of a stun. Ideally 3 raises. Oh, Mushi, he's gone at bottom lane with a Chronosphere, takes out the Life Stealer. And this is problematic. The Claymore doesn't bother for Treads here. He's going to be looking at a Battle Fury into Treads BKB type build. That's generally where he goes. Normally he goes for the Treads before the Battle Fury, but it looks like he wants to get this Battle Fury as fast as possible. The Treads give him slightly more dominance in the laning stage, but he has no interest. He buys off the rest of the Perseverance with the Void Stone, and well, that Battle Fury now just 600 gold away. We're looking at sort of a 10.5 minute Battle Fury maybe. If he just gets a couple more creeps his way, 500 gold off. So close. That first blood helps him out, and the entire time his supports are getting farm and levels as well. You've got Rubik and Shadow Demon both level 6. Compare that to Sven Leshrac, level 4 on the Leshrac, level 3 on the Sven. Huge difference, and they're going to use this level advantage just to get kill after kill on these supports. In comes Shadow Demon, Purge on the Leshrac. Leshrac is not going to be able to get out of this one. The Purge Demon is going to come in. Shadow Demon trying to get away from this lifesteal, doesn't actually have mana for a disruption. Doesn't 2 seconds. He needs to disrupt himself, does manage to do so. Needed telekinesis to help back him off. Lifesteal going to get thrown away from the Shadow Demon. He's trying to chase him down. He has got phase boots here. Mushi looking for those bashes, not going to have enough to lock down the Lifestealer, and Lifestealer forced back, doesn't get the kill on Shadow Demon. About 15 HP. He narrowly stayed alive. The disruption mana was just there in time, and Net, he's flirting with danger, and now he's like, oh, hey look, free safety creep. Gets himself 100 gold, gets himself some boots as well as additional observer wards, and boy is Orange looking good right now. 5 kills to 2 advantage. As Mushi as well, he's the big one. It's not just a 5 to 2 kill lead, it's a huge farm lead. Mushi, his net worth is really starting to explode. As he's dropped down here, but that's because his items are coming out. He's going to be up to about 5k net worth once he has this Battle Fury on him. And mid lane we've got Ohio with Treads. He's got a regen rune bottle up. He's level 10 and Windrunner just level 7. Ohio says, get out of my lane. With this regen rune, he can just afford to throw away this mana as fast as possible. Use it to harass continuously, pop the regen rune, and now look to get aggressive once again. Windrunner needs to be careful not to get too close here. One Scream and ultimate, and that's a kill. Ohio's really looking for this. He's getting close, he's getting nearby, and Myper, I think, knows what's up. He's playing so far back. And this Observer Ward is the reason why. He's going to have a TP coming up top. It's Shadow Fiend who's finished up, gotten 1 kill. He's killed off the Shadow Demon, but Queen of Pain arrives, gets the kill on Mojito. KOXY almost goes down there through the last effort Requiem of Souls from the dying Shadow Fiend, but it's Ohio once again looking to make plays. Bottom lane though, it's Mushi making some plays here. Takes up the Lifestealer first, moves on to the Leshrac. Double kill goes Mushi's way. Chronosphere was there to set things up, and looks like a stolen Split Earth as well, so they get tons of lockdown to deal with the Lifestealer. You chrono him, you can guarantee he's not going to rage off the Split Earth if you time it well, and Mushi with this super fast Battle Fury is doing a lot of damage, which GXBrutal just do not have the survivability to withstand. This high ground Observer Ward, well, it's helped a little bit to help keep Windrunner alive in this mid lane, but GXBrutal just playing from the back foot here. They're starting to lose towers now. They've lost their tier 1 top tower. They have their tier 1 mid being chipped away at. Mushi's looking to get this tier 1 bottom tower. And once these tier 1s are down, that's where Orange just start to snowball out of control. They get this huge map control advantage. They get this gold as well, flowing into their support heroes as well as their carries. I mean, you look at how well Shadow Demon was doing already. He's going to have that Urn of Shadows up. He's now level 7. Rubik as well. Gonna have Arcane Boots up shortly, and then with these Tower Gold, we're looking at 4 stuffs coming up very, very fast on these heroes as well. Mushi gonna have his Treads, Battle Fury. He may even skip the BKB. He's gonna get so confident here that he could just go straight for some damage or attack speed, something like a straight Butterfly Rush with his Battle Fury, just to go for pure damage. Give him an item which can help him take on the Lifesteal as well as Shadow Fiend head on. And we'll have to see how he wants to play this. So the BKB does always help. You get a bit of damage from it, not to mention the ability to dodge those Sven stuns, Leshrac stuns, Windrunner Shackle shots. There's a lot of nuke damage coming out. Mid lane though, it's Queen of Pain. Great vacuum coming in, sets up a kill on the Windrunner. Leshrac as well in all sorts of trouble. Will go down. There's no escape as Lifestealer comes in. We'll see a surge as soon as the open wounds come down. Mech popped as well by KYX, while Haya now on the right. He's going to blink further down. As Lifestealer and Sven quickly realize there's not much they can make of this mid lane. Shadow Fiend gets himself a tier 1 top tower. He's trying to build towards a Shadow Blade. He almost has enough gold for it. Problem is, they're so far behind by the time he has it. Telekinesis with the Queen of Pain ultimate and Scream takes out the Lifestealer before he can pop a spell. Rubik finishes off Sven, and now Orange going to take a tier 1 tower at mid. Looks like they'll get a tier 1 tower at bottom as well. Mushi makes sure of that. Huge, huge swing going Orange's way. They're now up 12 kills to 3. The only hero for GX Gaming who's having any sort of a decent time is this Shadow Fiend at top lane, who's got his Shadow Blade, but it's really too little too late. We'll most likely see a gem being picked up. If I'm Orange here, I'm like, okay, he's just got this Shadow Blade. Let's make him completely useless even with this Shadow Blade. Let's pick up a gem. I imagine that's where we see Net go maybe. He's got enough gold for it even. Getting an early gem, de-warding the map as well. Wards like this which can just be so pesky. I say that as it disappears, but this vision that GXBrutal are relying on to avoid this gank, there's your gem. I tell you, Orange are a predictable team, and they're predictable for a reason. They do everything the right way. They're as efficient as possible, and they do basically they counter every possible entry in the game. This Shadow Blade was a way that we could see GX Gaming get back into the game with a few big kills. So what do Orange do? They get a gem. Not only is it great for the Shadow Fiend, it's great for de-warding. And that's something which, well, they don't have Observer Wards up now, but they're looking to get some up, and those are going to get almost immediately denied by Orange if they can scout them out. And now things just going from bad to worse for GX Gaming. Ahaya's looking to start building towards his Sheepstick. That'll help with dealing with this Lifesteal if you want to gank him, not to mention the Shadow Fiend as well. See where Shadow Fiend looks ahead, because he may get caught by surprise. Oh, he's going mid. You're not going to be able to do enough damage to kill Ahaya on your own. He used his Shadow Blade. He didn't look like it was invis, but he definitely was there. Bottom lane, Iron Shell, the Invis KYXO finally comes to come out. It's going to be returned here. Mushi hits a Chronosphere on 3. Leshrac just avoids it. Mushi dodges the Split Earth. Shadow Demon Disruption to Leshrac. Sven with the Stormbolt does hit 2. Mahito going for a big Requiem of Souls. Is it going to be enough to turn this around? It doesn't look so. Mech being popped from KYXY, and he's just going to go charging in. Shackled up in between 4 heroes here. Ahaya's turned up. He's looking for some cleanup. Unfortunately, he kills the Shadow Fiend. Kills off his own teammate, the Darkseer. Darkseer's probably saying, you should have let the Shadow Fiend live. Give me some time to get away from this Requiem of Souls. It wasn't to be, and there's your complete and utter team wipe going the way of Orange Esports. They lose Mushi though. He went for a Mask of Madness here, so there's your sort of more aggressive option here, going for a Mask of Madness, but that made him so much squishier. He goes down for that. He hasn't even got some treads here, and, well, Ahaya, he's the one who just came in at the right time for the cleanup. And now Orange, well, they're not going to get, I don't think they should get a tier 2 tower out of this. They haven't really got the damage there with Mushi gone, with Darkseer out of the picture. There's no mech there for them, but it's a hugely one-sided team fight. Net, chuck a Shadow Poison, chuck a Shadow Poison. You've got to get. I think they saw it. They're pinging it. I think the blink maybe noticed it. No, they didn't notice. Rubik was pinging it. Looks like they're not. They haven't noticed, or maybe 1 or 2 noticed, but the rest of them are like, no, we're good. Rubik's like, check there, and he's like, Shadow Demon's like, no, we already did. There's nothing there. Well. There is. Observer Ward waiting on the high ground there. Mushi with, well, Battle Fury, Mask of Madness. I like this build here. Didn't go for the safer option with the BKB. Wanted to get very aggressive and have an item which can help him take on the Lifesteal in a 1v1 fight. Give him some additional time locks. Problem is he doesn't have the defensive capabilities. Doesn't have the HP you get from Treads or a BKB. And also doesn't have any points in the backtrack. Wow, Shadow Fiend solo killed by a Darkseer. That's not pretty when you're GXBrutal. You don't want to be seeing that happening. As Mushi does now pick up some treads, strength treads at that, so looking to get some defensive capabilities. Queen of Pain, solo kill with an ultimate, does take out the Lifestealer, and that's going to be him very close to his Sheepstick. Just 400-500 gold away from that, and then we're looking at Sheepstick up on a higher. Shadow Demon has got the urn, the gem, so no real item progression there, but level 9, that's the real big thing here. These levels on these orange support heroes is just incredible. And so they're pinging up here. Once again, they're pinging these observer wards. They kind of know where they are, but I think right now they're more focused on pushing and just sealing the deal here with this game. Taking it to GX Gaming, who are just going to really struggle to defend these towers. Mushi, not going to see a shackle up here. KYXY thinking about a vacuum maybe. Sven off to the side, just going to try a Warcry pass. Just the 1 point in the Warcry. He went for one at stats to help give him some additional mana, basically. He's got 273 mana, so that's pretty much enough for 2 stuns. By the time it cools down, you'll have gained the 7 mana you need for your second stun. But he really needs... I mean, even just a magic stick to help deal with these mana problems. In a team fight, he's going to get quite a few magic stick charges, and that's some instant mana which he can use for another stun. Also to help get off a Warcry, because right now, he's not getting Warcry with 2 stuns in a team fight. Mushi just sort of creep skipping ahead with KYXY here, and well, Orange aren't really scared of much here. KYXY makes sure the shackle doesn't land, and well, Orange can get this tower uncontested. Probably going to look to back off here. There's farm at top lane, and there's also Roshan to be considered, but the main 2 things is they want to farm out this bottom and top lane. The lanes are being pushed here. They see Shadowfiend getting quite a bit of farm, and he's going to look to sort of start building towards that BKB, but there we go. They now finally spot it on the high ground. Queen of Pain takes it out, and going to bottle up this Invis rune as well as 100 gold to a sheep stick. Lifestealer not going to get caught out at bottom lane. And bottom lane for Ohio, he wants that little bit of extra gold just to make sure he can get that sheep stick up. Orange though, they've got 2 heroes, the 2 supports at that. These guys are just waiting for a hero to run up and look for a kill. They're so confident they're not even worrying about having their carries or their solos with them, although they now join up. Ohio comes with the Scythe of Vice. Invis rune as well up on him. And it looks like there's no dire Sentry wards. They're not going to see this coming if he wants to go start scouting things out ahead of time. Oh, he spots off the Leshrac. Leshrac in no man's land. This should be a pretty easy kill for Ohio. He's actually going to sheep the Leshrac. He needs to be careful. This Sven stun tries to blink dodge it. Not going to happen. Faceless Void meanwhile gets a kill on top lane. He kills off the Shadow Fiend, and Sven caught in no man's land with the Leshrac. I say that they had no idea that that gank was coming in because they've just got no vision up anywhere on this map. It's been completely denied from this gem with the Shadow Demon. Mushi, what was up with him? He just solo kills SF, and when you've got a Chronosphere, you can see the SF in Invis. If he tries to Shadow Blade away, you just got to make sure you hit him in that Chronosphere, and he's not getting out of there. Queen of Pain, a couple more seconds to the Shadow Blade. Scythe of Vice is back up. As we now hit the 20-minute mark. Rune not going to be spawning top. Haste Rune at bottom, but Orange aren't too worried. They're looking to get this outer tower at top. The second last outer tower remaining. They've still got one at bottom, but I'm going to focus their efforts up top for now. And there's no way GXBrutal can contest this. They're going to sit in their own base, wait out, weather the storm, but really, it's a storm that's not going to be weathered. It's something that, it's just a matter of time until they capitulate. Too much farm on all these orange heroes. Shadowfiend, fourth there on the list, 6k net worth, and well, you're looking at a Faceless Void with about double that. Queen of Pain and Darkseer with a solid lead on him as well. And the overall gold difference is getting very, very ugly. 20k gold difference between the 2 teams. Sheep actually going to be wasted. They're looking for the Shadowfiend here. Lifestealer goes charging in. But his idea of charging in as well. Phase Boots and the Helm of Iron Will. He's got absolutely nothing in terms of farm. GXBrutal, they're going to smoke up here. And this to me looks like a last-ditch effort. If this doesn't work for them, there's nothing left they can do. Oh, there's going to be a power shot. They're looking to chase here. Shackle shot not going to land on KYXY. Stun goes onto the high ground. Going to hit Extinct, but it's not the engagement that GX Gaming were hoping for. They do manage to avoid everything Orange can throw at them. Vacuum not going to land. Urn's going to start being popped here as Net has just a ton to play around with. So even just to heal up a couple hundred HP, he'll quite happily do so. And the bottom tier 2 tower, it's next to full. Then we look towards Roshan. If Orange are going to be if Orange play like standard Orange, they're like, okay, we got all 6 outer towers, let's get Roshan, then we go for the tier 3 tower push. Even when you're 20k gold ahead, they're not a team to take risks. They're not a team to take these big chances. They'll go for they'll get what kills they can, but they're not going to make a huge risk. Go high ground on the tier 3 tower in a 5-on-5 scenario without something like an Aegis. They will look for this though. Sheep stick up, and they're going to try to pick up the life. So actually, they change target. They move up to the Windrunner. Queen of Pain realized didn't have the backup needed to burst down this Lifestealer. Will be a Scream Mech. Queen of Pain does him an ultimate. Not going to pop it because Rage Form does get used by Noki. It's not going to keep him alive for long enough. There's a Queen of Pain ultimate. Rubik actually finishes off the Leshrac. Noki does go down, and now the Shadowfiend picked off. He gets burst down, and Orange Esports, well, easy peasy lemon squeezy for them. That was just a matter of time. They just completely dominated GX Gaming here. Mushi goes in here. Shadow Demon. He says, I'll take that kill. Actually offers it to Ohio. Hands it to him on a silver platter, and this game, well, Orange Esports, as dominant as ever over this Southeast Asian scene. They have been the team to beat in Southeast Asia for a long, long time. Even when MUFC beat them to qualify for the G League, it was still a case where it was a short-lived thing. You always knew Orange were the team who generally come out on top. They've got the big name. They've got the big name players. They've just got this ability to be very consistent, very strong in the long term. Extinct as a captain and drafter is absolutely phenomenal. Even though it's Mushi still drafting here, I imagine Extinct still has a large part in these drafts. And this setup with Mushi moving over to the carry role, no longer playing the solo mid, is so much more stable for Orange. Mushi plays a phenomenal carry, and his solo mid play, while fantastic, he's one of the best solo mids in the game. As far as the team play in the mid to late game, it's not ideal for them. They spend a lot more time getting him farmed up than they should do. They really need to focus more on having a hard carry get farmed up, and that's what they're doing here. Playing reliable, solid style of Dota with Mushi on carry, a higher control in the game at mid, and KYXY, who's sort of known for, or at least used to be known for his solo mid and carry play. He's playing the offlane, and he's playing that offlane really ridiculously well. He played a fantastic Weaver yesterday. His Darkseid this game did a decent job of shutting down the SF. Not his best game, I'd say, but overall, this Orange team is really melding together well, and any team with Net. Net is basically, hands down, the best support player outside of China, in my opinion. He is just absolutely phenomenal. The only person who could you could argue is up there with Net is maybe Arsat from Na'Vi. But Arsat from Na'Vi and Net from Orange are basically the two best support players outside of China. And when you've got a team like this with Mushi on carry, Net on support, and such a great dominant solo mid as the Hayo, this is going to be a team that's really tough to beat. And I see this team really taking it to some of these Chinese teams. It is just such a solid team. We saw it here. We saw Orange Esports take down GXBrutal. They're now through the quarterfinals of the GosuCup Asia. My bracket is still empty though, guys. What is going on? Vecalus, I'm sure he's probably messaged me saying, hey guys, I've got this bracket for you. Here you go, gods. Hopefully that gets updated. I'll have it for you soon. Anyways, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in. This is Gods covering the GosuCup Asia. That was the round of 16. Round of 8 action coming up soon. I believe Orange are going to be versing Neolution Thailand. Assuming Neolution Thailand won their round of 16 match. We'll find out soon, guys. Stay tuned. More action coming up soon.